shit's timeless.
I think it's a good concept for you guys to come out here instead of staying in Ontario and places like that, to show everybody that there is kids out here who can play, and that we need to get more exposure for these guys instead of people have to go down to the States to become Division I players. They should be able to be home with their families and develop as players down in Nova Scotia.
What's up, everybody? Just finished the Halifax East Coast NPA Showcase. Had a hell of a time here in the East Coast. MVP goes to...
The academic side is important for your life and whose future?
Game 3 on day 2 of the NPA Holiday Challenge, hosted by Central Tech. The Notre Dame Hounds out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan, taking on Canada Top Flight out of the nation's capital in Ottawa, Ontario. Thank you for joining us. Notre Dame with the tip, Jason Tom alongside Elias Sabet. 2 outstanding games earlier today. Called for you by Tarek Sabet along with Elias. Right out the beginning, we got Fofo taking it hard to the hole for a nice finish to get the Hounds up early with a 2-0 lead. The NPA Holiday Challenge has been everything you would hope for in a basketball tournament thus far. We've had buzzer beaters. We've had unbelievable shots with 7 seconds left. And there's 3 ball from Jashawn Henry, who had some big news after yesterday's game.
And Jashawn able to secure a Division I offer to A10 St. Bonaventure, A10 conference program. He's had a solid game in the game earlier today too. Unfortunately got fouled out.
Canada Top Flight on the run early. Packing it home is Manale All in transition. Both these teams suffered last-second losses to GTA Prep. So you know both these teams are going to be hungry to make sure they pick up at least 1 win in their 2 games today. And you know both of them are smarting from those last-second losses. Jashawn Henry going to work, called for the travel.
And his footwork on that spin move has definitely improved since summer. I mean, he used to try it a lot, and on the reverse pivot would definitely get it moving. Got called on it that time, but he's executed a couple times as well on that same move.
2 teams facing each other for the first time, but you know they've been able to watch each other because they've both played a couple of games in this tournament already. Canada Top Flight still looking for their first win on the NPA season. They're going to be hungry as well, and there's Jashawn Henry has it going early on, but on the other end, almost had our poster, but Fofo got up to break it up. No worries, Grady Kanku cleans up the mess.
And Jay, Grady Kanku in the last game as well, or sorry, in their first game today, earlier on the loss, he's been the guy that stepped up in every situation. You're seeing him all over the glass. You're seeing him on those dunk attempts that create energy for the team. He's playing he's playing a little undersized at the position of 6'3", but he's definitely putting in work.
A lot of good size on both of these teams. And checking in for the Notre Dame Hounds is Keen Murkey from the Ebb and Flow Canadian First Nations. Three ball is no good. Kahinka comes down with the rebound. Sean Henry setting up the offense up top. Kahinka, quick trigger, front rim and out. Be interesting to see how both these teams respond with their second game of the day.
And Kahinka, ooh.
Kahinka called for the foul there. Might have been a bit of a bailout. Cancun now twice trying to put guys on posters. I guess his legs are still fresh despite playing 40 minutes earlier.
I like the fact that he's still attacking in that same fashion. He's a guy that's gonna, those type of plays are gonna either get you a bucket or get you to the line. And in this case, he's able to seal on the first one. He's quickly growing into be one of their most productive players for CTA.
I've only seen 2 games of CTA, but Cancun's probably been the most impressive when it comes to the muscle down low. Seems to always want to finish strong, or at least finish through traffic. Murkey just gets it torn away by Ayal, who goes coast to coast, has it poked away as well. Luella caught over to Aiden Warnholtz. Nice floater in the lane from Warnholtz, who was dropping dimes yesterday.
I like the touch and the coordination on that one. You saw on the other side, on his left side, he was thinking about throwing the alley-oop as well. He had that option as well. So I believe it was Ayal who went up for it. Nice floater game, though. And when you got a guard that's Aiden's size, you got to have the floater in your arsenal. As the defense approaches and you got long arms flying in front of you, he's able to use that effectively.
Interesting call right there. Murkey elbowed Jackson Bales, but Bales gets called for the hold. That is a mismatch, just dying to be exploited. And they go right to it. Murkey back out to Kahinka. Murkey just working the smaller man down low, waiting for the ball, but not to be. Top flight, looking to get it going the other way, but not to be. A Daytogan is called for the out of bounds.
And Murkey in the last game finished off pretty strong. He gave us some moves that we didn't expect from him. He backed his man down and finished on both ends, on both sides of the rim. Ooh, and a nice pass there. Warnholtz over the shoulder. We've seen that one time and time again.
Yeah, I was impressed the first time I saw that from Warnholtz, but now it's become an old school. Doesn't look like that's difficult for him at all, and it looks like his teammates are used to seeing that pass come out of that area. There's Murkey against Cancun, kick back out, Kahinka. Front rim and out. Kahinka doesn't look to have the legs early on. Murkey, obviously still a little rough around the edges with the hands. And Henry battling down low against 3 CTA members, going to the line to shoot 2.
Now, mind you, with Murkey, they've done an outstanding job with him of just keeping him conditioned, or as conditioned as he has been. We saw him in late August, and he was a lot heavier than he is now. So he's come a long way, and nonetheless is still a project player.
Cal Rediron just checked into the game from the Canoe Lake First Nations. Rediron joined along with Walter Hood from the Canoe Lake First Nations. A little out of control there, but it works out for him as Ayal cleans up his own mess.
And both teams, again, looking to get their first win of the NPA season. Or sorry, Notre Dame already has one. CTA looking to get there first.
And a big win that was for Notre Dame yesterday, knocking off the Toronto Basketball Academy, which was just an outstanding basketball game, which kicked off the MPA Holiday Challenge. Some entry passes getting lazy for the Hounds. They're getting picked off time and time again. Red Iron just swarmed, but he's battling. Gets down onto the floor. Great work by the Hounds right there, and it's Red Iron who comes up with it after it all. Fofo now looking to settle things down. Running off the Henry screen. Back up top, Savion Tyson. And Tyson was the one filling the void earlier today with Thomas Fauvergne out of the game and Cholayak as well. Both those players out of commission for the Hounds, and you were mentioning it was Savion Tyson who stepped up.
Yeah, he made a couple of big threes that gave him a 10-point lead at one point and a 14-point lead at another time. Kahinka, the guy who just shot there, number 21 in white on your screen, has been the main perimeter threat. But Savion, when he's shooting with confidence,
Brady Kanku making posters at the NPA Holiday Challenge.
He's given a few posters already. We got highlights for days of him, and he's got a couple of almosts as well.
What I liked about that, Kanku didn't sit there and enjoy the moment. He got back on D right away. Muon Reith on the wing. Back up top. 3-ball, a cut, no good. Rebound to Tyson. Fofo. Into the corner, Kahinka. Up top. Tyson looking to work his man. Into the corner, Red Iron. He finds Tyson, and that was a silky smooth three from Savion Tyson.
And again, it all comes down with Tyson. It comes down to confidence. If he's playing with confidence and they're giving him kind of the green light, I don't think he's hesitant. As a starter, he's been a lot better than coming off of the bench. But you know, Coach Huffman's in a tight spot because when you have your guys healthy, you've got to start the other guys above Savion.
That's Deshaun Henry with the putback. Kahinka has been ice cold. He started game 1 3 of 3 from downtown yesterday. Today, complete opposite. It's being picked up by his boys, though. Tyson picks up his dribble. He's stuck. Tough pass, but Henry gets it to go. Juan Reith on the floor. Looked like he knocked knees with Henry there in the lane. Going to get a timeout on the floor. Our first break of Game 3 on the day. Stay tuned to the NPA Holiday Challenge.
Northwest Division. Notre Dame Hounds. The number 8th ranked Notre Dame Hounds begin their ascent in the basketball world, attempting to emulate their hockey pedigree, having produced over 80 NHLers. Notre Dame brings a strong Western Canada presence with local talents. Built for the next level, Deshaun Henry led the national championships in scoring. He will provide strength and explosiveness on the wing. Shoal Ayak complements Henry as a perimeter lockdown defender and an offensive threat in transition. The Hounds will require contributions across the board to compete in this star-studded Northwest Division. Northwest Division. Northeast Division. Canada Top Flight Academy. The nation's capital is in building mode. In their first year, number 6th ranked Canada Top Flight Academy has secured the future of the program in Moon Reith. The 6'5" freshman is a pillar for the program to build around and will gain valuable experience against the big boys. Reith is loaded with upside and is one of the top players in the class of 2021. In the meantime, the CTA program expects heavy production from 6'7" Australian Manel.
We are back to live game action. Canada Top Flight a slim 2-point lead over top of the Notre Dame Hounds out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan. Jason Tom alongside Elias Sabate. Thank you for joining us as the MPA Holiday Challenge continues here at Central Tech in downtown Toronto at the corner of Bathurst and Harvard. If you have a chance to get down here, tomorrow we have 3 games. Before we finish it off on Friday morning, some great basketball here. Some of Canada's best talent on display. The NPA, the nation's first coast-to-coast prep high school basketball league. Tony Parada just checked into the game. Definitely at size disadvantage, gets it to Kyle Rediron. Kick back out, ball's deflected, but the Hounds stay with it. Kahinka can't get it to go. And we got a foul down low. It's going to be Tyson going to the line to shoot 2.
I really want to see Kahinka get just more aggressive catching in the lane. Looks like a pedestrian out there. You want to see him attack above the rim. I'm not sure what his verticality is like, but on that particular play, it looked like he wasn't even ready for it. And the alertness or the lack of these guys often puts them in situations for a tougher shot or allows the defense to come to seal on them quicker. So these guys have to stay really aggressive, and they got to live to their name. They got to be hounds. They got to get after it.
I have to agree there. That's the guy who's standing at 6'8". Great to see Kahinka with that range and that silky smooth shot, but very little aggression inside that 3-point line. Either way, we're tied at 16 right now. CTA still looking for their first win on their NPA season. Air ball. The Hounds looking to get something going on the offensive end. Some very strong defense from Canada Top Flight. They're on you as soon as they can. A Defolarin, a Daytogan. A beautiful up and under. We've seen a lot from this kid. Remember, 15 has not even turned 16 yet. Built like a lot of college athletes out there. And a great finish from him. Off CTA, the Hounds are going to have the ball.
And Fofo's been the go-to, man. He's the youngest, one of the youngest guys on the team, yet one of the highest producers. Also physically the strongest, I would say. It would be him and Jashawn Henry battling it out for that. But he's been awesome.
He's been very, very impressive. Parada, corner 3. Not even close, but Rediron with some quick hands. Slaps it down in transition. You knew Kahinka was going to get that ball. Smart move on the head and shoulder fake. He finds Parada. No good. Kahinka with the rebound, kick back out. Fofo, that's a quick shot. I'd like to see him maybe take a little bit more time with that. I think he feels that same way right now.
Yeah, and I thought he got hit on the wrist there. The ref kind of looked away as it was happening, but he definitely got some wrist action there. Not one to complain about it, though. You'll see him play through it, play through fouls.
As I mentioned before, Fofo, really some strong body language on him. Never seems to get rattled out there. Rediron trying to lock down his defender right now. Or trying to play as a lockdown defender right now. Some good one-on-one defense right there. We're through one quarter, and it's the Notre Dame Hounds with a slim 2-point lead over Canada Top Flight down here at Central Tech.
Inspired by the university basketball powers in Ottawa, the CTA program will work relentlessly to sustain that winning culture.
We made it to Saskatchewan, and they get prospects like this. 6'9", 280-pound white boys.
I'm always talking. I'm the loudest person. I don't even need this mic. I'm the loudest person in the gym. honest truth is he's going, these kids in SAS don't play defense. You guys are all better than that. We're better than that in SAS. You guys know how to play D. Show them. Let's go!
We made it to Saskatchewan.
Southwest Division. London Basketball Academy. The number 9 ranked London Basketball Academy, in their first year representing Forest Hill, bring a compilation of talent from across Ontario. Joseph Halati will provide versatility at the forward spot. At 6.
We're back to live game action, second quarter. The Notre Dame Hounds with an 18-16 lead over Canada Top Flight, still in search of their first win on their NPA season. A low-scoring first quarter, both these teams playing their second games of the day and their third games of this tournament. Figure as this game wears on, it's going to be a battle of attrition. Who has their conditioning in order, who's in better shape, and who's the deeper team, because they're going to be using their benches, that is for sure. 3-ball back, rim and out. CTA coming down with the rebound. Kick out, wide open 3 from Aiden Burns. You can count it. CTA back on top. Big shot from Burns. Definitely some solid one-on-one battles going on right now.
And Fofo, I think, can get the most out of this one with his first step. He's just got to realize which way his defender is making him face and go at him. Go at that back foot.
This game definitely has a feel of a lot being on the line. And neither of these teams want to have traveled to Toronto and not had a successful tournament. Canada Top Flight definitely wants to at least pick up one win on their NPA season. Fofo up top, Savion Tyson. Shot looked good, but he can't get it to go. Just a minute and a half in here now to the second quarter. We thank you for joining us. Jason Tom alongside Elias Sabate. You know, Cal Rediron, definitely not one of the biggest guys on the floor. He's had his hands on a lot of loose balls, and to beat that shot clock, Luale caught big shot from the wall.
And as you mentioned, Rediron, you're right, he's not one of the go-tos on this squad, but he's got him in right now just burning fuel. He's trying to put a stop and try to put some ball pressure on. And Coach Huffman's getting what he needs out of Rediron.
Kahinka showing a little bit of touch right there. Nice little one-handed push shot. Gets the hand out there on Burns to make sure he didn't have an open look for 3. A one-on-one battle right now with Fofo and Nigel Kuma-Minta is one to watch. The Rediron going to be going to the line to shoot 2. I mentioned Rediron from Canoe Lake First Nation, an 8-hour drive from Wilcox, where he's living on campus. Nothing but basketball for these kids out in Wilcox. Rediron a long way from home right now, 3,500 kilometers away from Toronto. You know that he wants to show out, and the opportunity he does have here on the big stage and the bright lights that Toronto basketball can afford some of these players. A lot of them, it's their first time with this opportunity. Rediron pulling down the defensive rebound. Nice look, late call. Refs are getting worked right now from the bench behind us. Notre Dame definitely getting their trips to the line in this one. We had mentioned before the Hounds got to dig deep into their bench right now, not only because it's their third game in about a 24-hour period, they're also without two of their players. Cholayak, just a unbelievable athlete, had some amazing plays yesterday, while Thomas Fauvergne also out for this team. We were just saying that Grady Cancu finishes with strength down low. He's going to want that one back. Misses the chip shot. Those ones will kill you in the end. Red Iron, a great look, but Cancu sends it home. No matter with the finish, that's just Sean Henry.
Coach Huffman's got to be happy with what he's getting out of Red Iron. Thought he's been playing some excellent minutes here, especially on the defensive end. Just taking away the drive to the bucket. He's rebounding. He almost had the assist on that had they finished.
Tournaments like this, you need every one of your guys to step up in the way that they do step up. And I mean, you're not going to see Red Iron put up a bunch of points, but on the loose ball, finds the open man for three. Once again, Red Iron on the offensive glass, picking up the loose ball. Skip pass, wide open three. And Red Iron with the offensive rebound and putback. Give it up for Cal Red Iron right now. Cal is getting it done. And who's the first guy off the bench to give him a high five? Thomas Fauvergne, the one who Red Iron has taken his minutes. Filling in for the injured Fauvergne. Make sure you stay tuned here. Close game, first half action here at the NPA Holiday Challenge.
NPA ain't never supposed to be top to bottom, it ain't supposed to be easy. So this is what we want. So let's go ahead and do what we're supposed to do.
And we're back at Central Tech. Notre Dame Hounds showing a little full court pressure. I don't know if the pressure is what caused the travel, but Akot shuffled his feet. That's a turnover. That's going to hurt. Couldn't even get it out of the backcourt. Gurgis inbounding. Gets it down low. Tyson. Cal Red Iron just seems to be into everything. It's going to be interesting to see how long he can keep that high energy up. Fofo stepping in to draw the charge. He does a little bit of everything. A low-scoring first half right now. Just coming up to the midway point of the second quarter between the Notre Dame Hounds of Wilcox, Saskatchewan, and Canada Top Flight out of Ottawa, Ontario. The Hounds kicked off the NPA Holiday Challenge with an outstanding win, handing the Toronto Basketball Academy their first loss of the NPA season. One of the best games I've been able to watch this year. While Canada Top Flight have been handed a couple of heartbreaking losses in this tournament. three ball, no good. Going back the other way. The Hounds with a great opportunity right there to put some space between themselves and CTA, but quick shot was no good. Warnholtz can't get the lefty finish to go. Just Sean Henry. Oh, little rim interference right there. I was mentioning the NPA Holiday Challenge continues tomorrow. Canada Top Flight back on the floor against GTA Prep, looking to avenge that last second loss. Three balls good from Luale Cult. And you got Notre Dame Hounds taking on London at the 6 p.m. game, and then Central Tech, their first game of this NPA Holiday Challenge, playing host, taking on GTA Prep. Red Irons, three balls, no good, but he goes right after it to save it back in bounds. Could have been a travel right there, no call. Gets a hand up there on the three-point attempt. Canada Top Flight trying to turn their defense to offense. They do just that. Grady Cancu with the smash.
And the kid just puts it in effortlessly. Doesn't need a lot of gather. He's deceivingly athletic. Just off the catch, quickly off the 2 feet. You don't get to see that often from a 6'3" forward.
It's a great point. I was just thinking the exact same thing. You know, with the hairstyle, it makes him seem a little bit taller, but he is only 6'3". Has a lot of power, though.
And we saw Luale Cott getting a little busy from the three-point line. He's been coming in and out of the game, glimpses of him. Here he is coming off of a screen, tries it again, and it's good.
Luale Cott starting to get it going. Also just picked up his first NCAA offer as well.
That's right, Old Dominion had offered him, and I think there'll be a few more getting in the mix. Just a matter of consistency. Again, he had a really good Eastern Conference session in Ottawa, but if he can keep bringing that same stuff that he had there, the juice that he had there, then he'll continue to see his recruitment pile up.
St. Bonaventure was in the house yesterday, catching day one of the NPA Holiday Challenge. Today, Canisius was in the house as well.
Also, Laurier of the CIS made their way in.
We mentioned yesterday that Dave Smart was starting to turn his eyes towards Saskatchewan as well. Just over 3 minutes left here in the first half. The NPA Holiday Challenge coming to you live from Central Tech.
Competition is great. This is exactly why we joined the league. We wanted our players to be able to match up against the size and athleticism and skill you're going to see at the next level. It's pretty crazy that these are high school kids at 6'9", 6'10", skilled, shooting the ball the way they shot the ball. Some serious athleticism, skill, and talent on the floor at this age level. This is invaluable to Canada. This is going to change the whole landscape of basketball in Canada. This is going to give our kids the opportunities without any barriers.
Back to live game action. Manel Ayal at the line, shooting two, cashes the first to give Canada Top Flight a 4-point lead. Been a tight game through the entire first half. Thank you for joining us. Jason Tom alongside Elias Sabate here for the NPA Holiday Challenge hosted by Central Tech. We're at the corner of Bathurst and Harvard in downtown Toronto if you have a chance to come by sometime over the next couple of days. 3 games tomorrow. And then the capper on Friday morning at 11 a.m. 3 ball, no good. Kanku pulls down the offensive rebound. Back out to Warnholtz, goes behind the back with the dribble. Out of bounds. Off the Hounds. Top flight with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Warnholtz into the corner. Burnt another 4 seconds off that shot clock. Just 6 ticks to go for CTA to get a shot off here. Warnholtz looking for someone. Down low. Ayal. A nice finish from Manal Ayal, the kid from Australia. They're looking for him to take the reins of this team just a little bit more, aren't they?
Yeah, at 6'7", I mean, 6'7" with his skill set and his versatility on both sides of the floor, he should be able to, and he has done that today. I think he's growing in his role. I think he's becoming a little more accepting of his role as one of the go-to scorers. So we'll see if he can keep it together. And one thing that Tarek and I talked about on an earlier stream was it might not happen during the season, but in the offseason he will need to beef up a little bit to better prepare himself.
Gurgis, no good. Ayal with the board. Ayal's really had his fingerprints all over this game for Canada top flight. Hands it off to the point guard, Warnholtz. Into the lane. The lefty can't get it to go, finds Kanku. He loses it, Warnholtz. Splash from downtown. Warnholtz really can use both hands. Really impressed by that. He pushed the lead up to 10.
And this is a different guy than what we saw in Ottawa at the Eastern Conference session. He has come to play here today. He's looking a lot more composed. I don't know, I think it was maybe the fact that it was the first NPA tournament, his first NPA season games at that Eastern Conference session. But what we've seen from him during the Holiday Challenge is a completely different guy, and I'm happy that he came out this way.
Warnholtz able to finish in the lane with the left or shoot from range. Canada top flight, the double-digit lead here. Under a minute left. The Hounds need to cut into this lead before the break. Been very impressed by Nigel Kuma-Minta's defense today. Fofo just muscles in and asks him where the call is.
And I love the fact that he's just playing through that contact. He's so strong, and I don't think anybody, like when you look at him, when you walk into the gym and you look at him, Jason, if this was the first time you were meeting him, would you have thought that he's a 15-year-old?
When I was talking to Coach Huffman before the game yesterday, I thought he had pointed out the wrong player to me. I mean, the shoulders, triceps, the kid's only 15 years old. I'm very curious on what the final product looks like.
Again, he's a guy who's, looking to be a full-time combo. 4 seconds.
Red Iron can't get it to go and gets it blocked by Warnholtz at the end. Canada top flight in search of their first win of their NPA schedule. They've had their hearts broken twice already in this tournament. Right now with a 10-point lead at the break. Make sure you stay with us. We'll be back after about a 5-minute break.
Play the right way. A lot of the kids here, they think that they got to be flashy and make home run plays. But if you just do the right thing and get the job done, you play as a team and you're vocal and you're a leader, those things go a long way. And that's what I like the most.
Back up top, back up top. Oh, yeah. Burn them, burn them, burn them, burn them.
You can't push your own self 8 feet. How the hell are you going to push anybody? How the hell are you going to compete with anybody?
We definitely getting this W. Definitely getting this W. Too easy.
You guys want to win? Yes. You guys are playing like it's a pickup game. It's not a pickup game no more. This isn't the runs we've been doing Friday and Saturday. Right? This is a chance to make your future better in this game. Go out there and compete.
Keep your mind mentally focused at all times when you're in the gym. And the harder that you work and the focus that you have, the better off you're going to be.
You want one-time guys. Throws up an alley-oop. All elbow. Williams.
Can you hear me?
Work out! Work out! Work out! Let's go! Go now, Warriors! Let's go! Let's go!
We made it to Saskatchewan, and they get prospects like this. 6'9", 280-pound white boys.
I'm always talking. I'm the loudest person. I don't even need this mic. I'm the loudest person in the gym.
The honest truth is he's going, these kids in Sask don't play defense. You guys are all better than that. We're better than that in Sask. You guys know how to play D. Show them.
Let's go!
You.
Triple D.
NPH on ice, hello. North Pole hockey, that's the next step. Babiak, tell him what's up. Slap shot, over there. Oh, Mike Dotz.
He can do whatever he wants to. He has upper hand. And you start dictating where he's going, now he's uncomfortable. Now he wants to pass the ball. Now he can't do what he wants to do. Camera's on you. Camera's on you. Reach this time.
Let's go. Let's go. Time to eat. Time to eat. Time to eat. Time to eat.
Here's Sabri Phillips, two-hand jam.
Second half action here between the Notre Dame Hounds and CTA. We're at Central Tech where they filmed Goodwill Hunting, and it's Canada Top Flight on the hunt for their first win of the NPA season. They have a 10-point lead, but they have been bit twice in this tournament, burning leads in the late going. Let's see what they do here in the second half. They start off well with some solid D, and Nigel Kuma-Minta has been very impressive with his defensive prowess.
Yeah, and CTA, you know, if they're going to pull out this win, they have to win it. What I mean by that is in the other games where they've been in close situations, it's not necessarily that the other team has won. They lost the game. It got out of their hands. They were in control and let the other team snatch it. In this game, they got a 10-point lead at this point, and they just got to keep building from here. But you can't do that when you got Fofo on the floor.
Eddie Folarin Adetogen is the guy that they call Fofo. But there's a guy on CTA called Nigel Kuma-Minta who really seems to enjoy this one-on-one matchup with Fofo. He's trying to lock him down on D and make him work on the other end. But don't look now. Fofo's starting to cook.
And the kid's got it going from everywhere on the floor. He's been able to hit that pull-up. He's been able to hit the mid-range, the fadeaway. And Minta answering back.
In the first half for Notre Dame, it was just Sean Henry leading all scorers with 14. There's Minta called for the foul. This will be the matchup to watch in this second half. Two players with a lot to prove. Minta with a couple of years experience on Fofo. But that will be the one-on-one matchup to watch. And we go right back to it. Fofo working on Minta. Kick out Kahinka off the Fofo solid pick. Kahinka now in a little bit of trouble. Gurgis has it picked off by Grady Kanku. Strong foul by Gurgis, making sure that he wrapped him up. Going to the line, looking to extend this 11-point lead is Grady Kanku.
Kanku, the aggressor, recognizing that he had a lane to himself and just went all the way, got the bump. And that's one thing that he's been able to do is convert at the line. Haven't seen him miss many free throws.
Which is a refreshing thing to hear. This age group, sometimes the free throws what really burn you. On cue, Kanku misses the second. It's Carter Kahinka inbounding. Minta picking up Fofo in full court. Pulls up lane with an ankle injury. Adetogen is starting to feel it right now. Got a chip on his shoulder. We constantly joke about breaking ankles with crossovers, but that was Minta who came up lame with an ankle injury right there on that three-pointer. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out since he was the primary defender on Fofo.
And Fofo cooking up right now. You've seen him on a couple of occasions just spot up and shoot. You've seen him pull up and shoot. You've seen him attack the rim and spin as you just did there. Kid does a little bit of everything. Good find this time to Jashawn.
And talking to Coach Adam Huffman before yesterday's game, he mentioned that he asked Adetogen to facilitate for his teammates because he is such a great athlete, can really make defenses collapse on him, freeing up his teammates. But the kid can score, and maybe right now with his team trailing by 8, Huffman's just asking him to take the reins of the squad.
And right now, we've seen him. We've seen him come outside of plays and just recognize that there's a better scoring opportunity. There he is on the attack, protecting with the rim. Seen him finish on the reverse as well, not that time though. Aiden Warnholtz coming the other way.
Tough foul to take down low for Gurgis. On the sidelines there is Nigel Kumaminta trying to work out that ankle injury. It will be interesting to see if they can't get him back on the floor. It's Warnholtz who obviously runs the offense for CTA. He's going to have to defend Fofo. But as I mentioned that, Warnholtz was subbed off for Jackson Bales. Bales did not play in the first game of the tournament, but it's Grady Cancu put on Fofo. They're switching off. Nice look down there for Gurgis. Nice finish. A couple of tough possessions in a row for Gurgis. It's nice to see him get one through the rim to get things cooking on his end. 48-40 for Canada Top Flight. Trying to get things going without Minta on the floor. Grady Cancu really seems to have his way down low all day long.
Putting himself always in position to rebound. I mean, he tracks down that ball before it comes down, and he's a cleanup guy. Fofo, tough shot that time. Jashawn Henry skies for the rebound and gets the finish.
We mentioned earlier with Sholayak out of this game, takes a lot of athleticism away from this Notre Dame team. Timeout on the floor. Adam Huffman doesn't want to see this get away from the Hounds. They'll look to draw up something on the offensive end here. A 10-point lead for Canada Top Flight, the same 10-point lead they had at the break. Stay with us from the NPA Holiday Challenge.
Are you seeing what's in front of you right now?
We're in Banff, Alberta right now, boys.
Looking for Lake Louise right now.
Looking for Lake Louise. Look at the beauty, nature. Smell that? That's what we want. We're climbing this mountain right now. Gotta get to the top. You got something to say? Speak up to the camera.
Yeah. Shut everything off. Enjoy Mother Nature.
We are back at Central Tech. CTA was looking for the full court pressure because we have Fofo starting to cook here for the Notre Dame Hounds. And there he is coming up with the loose ball, battling. Looking to kick it back out. He's just getting absolutely swarmed. It is no surprise right now who the focus is for this CTA defense.
He does a good job of protecting the ball once he's secured it. I mean, you got to try to mug him in order to get it from him. Kid's just so strong at 15 years old.
Meanwhile, just Sean Henry, who led all scorers with 14 points in that first half, has been swarmed in the second half. But this kid does not mind battling. Goes to the line to shoot two.
I'm not sure, Jason, if this is by design, but we're seeing the ball go down low a lot more. Whether it's to Jashawn, whether it's to Fofo flashing in the high post. I don't know if Coach Huffman wants that necessarily, but I do like that sort of game plan to get Manal Ayal in a little bit of foul trouble.
Canada Top Flight still without Nigel Kumaminta, who went off with an ankle injury. He was the primary defender on Adefola and Adetogun, also known as Fofo, if you hear us mentioning that. You gotta travel. Adetogun spoke to him before the game yesterday to get the correct pronunciation of his name. Told him I would be getting it correct once in a while, but I would be relying on the Fofo nickname. He did not mind that one bit. But when you play like this, you got to have the respect to be able to get the kid's name said correctly on the stream.
And hey, the fact that he corrected you means that he watches film. That's a fact, actually, because I know that he spends a lot of time by the computer, reviewing film, trying to get his teammates even to do that. That's something that Coach Huffman's kind of gave me the inside track on. This is a character kid. For a 15-year-old to be the first guy in the gym, to be the hardest worker, to be the leader, to be leading the team in rebounds, to be studying film. I mean, I think we're looking at a prospect that's going to develop into a pretty solid collegiate level player.
Again, a Top Flight still with an 8-point lead, but their offense seems to have run into some trouble here, forcing it to beat the shot clock. We'd mentioned Ade Togan is an athlete, leading his team with blocks and rebounds from the point guard position, and he drops a dime the way of Kahinka, who uses the phone in the downtown district to let CTA know this lead is down to just 5.
And CTA has found themselves in this situation before. Down 5, third quarter, 3 minutes to go. Down 5, fourth quarter, 3 minutes to go. They've been in a lot of tight games. Really got to find a way to pump this one out.
Nigel Kumaminta checking back into the game for Canada Top Flight, who currently have 6 players on the floor. Nope, now they're down to 5. But they're keeping Kanku on Fofo. They like that matchup. There he is, Kanku, sticking his hand into the passing lane. Kahinka has it poked away by Warnholtz. Ahead to Kanku. Red Iron getting his body in the way there. Interesting to allow the initial foul to go uncalled, and calls him on the ticky-tack on the rebound. Might have been a makeup call just about 2 seconds after the initial miss. And LA all at the line. Hits the first.
And if I'm Red Iron or any of these guys who are coming off the bench normally, I'd be taking advantage of this opportunity. I'd be, leaving it all on the floor on the defensive end and just sticking to my strengths. Because when the guys that they have normally as starters get back on the floor or are cleared to play again, they're going to be limited in minutes.
Head coach Adam Huffman dipping further into his bench right now, bringing in his big man, Keen Murkey from the Ebb and Flow First Nations. Murkey talking on defense, the big man stepping out, Warnholtz taking him on. Tough matchup there, but Murkey at least wraps him up enough so he doesn't have an opportunity for an and-one finish. Warnholtz, who has been impressive here so far in the Holiday Challenge. Saw him drop some shiny dimes earlier in the tournament today. The shot has been on for the kid. Puts CTA back up by 9. All the work the Hounds did to cut that lead back down to 5. Quick trigger. You might want to watch out for Ade Togan. The kid just pulls up and is wet from range.
Loving the confidence from him right now. It's just spewing. And he realizes that with Jashawn on the bench right now, with Thomas Fabioni, who's normally their three-point guy, somebody's got to make up for it. And Manal Ayal on the other end for CTA just answering back.
Manal Ayal answering the call. And CTA on the run. Manal Ayal on the call. throwing down in transition, pushing the lead back up to 11. Get that on the Instagram. Momentum on the side of Canada Top Flight. They have the lead back up to 11. Warnholtz finds Minta. Quick trigger for the lefty. The ankle looks fine, and so does the wrist.
And this is a 14-point lead now for CTA, probably the biggest they've seen in their NPA existence. Parada coming in the lane for a floater.
Second game of the day for both of these teams. As mentioned, the Notre Dame Hounds without two of their key players. They're digging deep into their bench. Parada looking to guard all down low. That's a mismatch, but banging it in from range is Jackson Bales. CTA taking flight here at Central Tech, starting to pull away. From the corner, Savion Tyson, who's been quiet in the second half, checks in from the downtown district.
And speaking of checking in, we have the University of Waterloo and Ryerson U in the building now. A few of them took note of some of the stream that they've been watching and have started to march their way in. The CIS programs really taken notice of the league this year in the NPA, and a lot of them have been out to practices and games. There is a lot of the majority of, I would say, of the talent will end up playing CIS basketball, with a select few, about 1 to 2 to 3 from each roster, eventually ending up in the NCAA.
I think that's what excites me more than anything, with the NPA bringing together such high-level talent to compete against each other and with each other. It's only going to raise the talent level in the CIS. I've called a lot of CIS games in my career, and the championship games and semifinals were always very impressive, but you really wanted to see that pool of talent spread out to all the teams. And I think the future looks bright for our CIS basketball, thanks in part to what's being done with the prep school leagues across Canada. Warnholtz with a look-away dime, but Ayal was in tight there with the rim. Parada probably should not have thrown that pass in that particular situation. We had 20 seconds on the shot clock. About a second separating between the shot clock and game clock. CTA looking to hold for the final shot. Cal Red-Iron D'ing up on Warnholtz, gets to the rim. Nice D, Kahinka. And we got a travel on Bales. Shot is no good. Notre Dame with a chance to get this back down to 10. They do not want this ball to get into Fofo's hands. It does anyways. Pull up. That would have been helpful for Notre Dame. Instead, they're down 13 heading into this fourth quarter. Make sure you stay with us. The final quarter action coming up in the final game of day 2 of the NPA Holiday Challenge.
So my name is Mike Donald, video production manager for North Pole Hoops. We got Tarek in the back there. What's up, Tarek? Oh, we got Elias there. We got my boy Matty. Oh, we just hit. How's it going?
Alberta.
This is what we do on our day off, West Coast trip.
Very casual.
Take a look. We'll check back in at BC. Okay, here we go. MPH, game speaks.
In terms of basketball in Vancouver, I think something like this was a huge success because we had a neutral environment where kids can come from all over no matter what clubs they're at and showcase who they are, where they're at.
You pump fake them, they want you to shoot, right? They know you're gonna shoot. You hit them with one of these, beat them here, layups every time. Defense steps up, boom, bounce pass right there. Easy 2 points. I like that.
From a skill set standpoint, full package, athleticism, next level mentality, played with.
You're looking at Manel Ayal, who's had an outstanding game, an absolute crowning in that third quarter, as he has helped Canada Top Flight to a 13-point lead as we are underway in the fourth quarter here from Central Tech. Canada Top Flight looking for their first win on their NPA season. They have suffered through some heartbreaking losses here at this tournament. It's just going to be a matter of if they can close the deal in the final 10 minutes here in the fourth quarter.
And this has probably been the cleanest game we've seen them play. Turnovers have been somewhat limited in comparison to some of the other games they've had. Just being a lot more patient, using up the entire shot clock or majority of the shot clock. Finding Jackson, finding guys like Warnholtz.
That was just Sean Henry from NBA range, no good. Warnholtz getting into the lane, picks up the foul on Gurgis. As mentioned, both of these teams playing their second game of the day and their third game in a 24-hour period. It'll be interesting to see if tired legs come into play, but Grady Cancu does not have any tired legs, skying for that alley-oop lay-in. Early timeout for CTA. They got the ball back on a turnover there, and I think head coach Aaron Blakely just wants to make sure they take the opportunity to step on the neck of Notre Dame. Stay with us from Central Tech. Canada Top Flight looking to put this one comfortably in control, but they missed the three ball out of the timeout. Nice play drawn up. Red Iron loses it. Gurgis gets it. A little pull-up jumper from Ade Togan. He can't get it to go back the other way. Warnholtz shuffling those feet. It's those tired legs make happy feet. It was an early timeout from Aaron Blakely, matched by head coach Adam Huffman. He sees an opportunity to keep his team in the game. Make sure you stay with us. We're going to have a nice finish.
my guy, Luol Alcott, hits a tough one in the mid-range.
If the Notre Dame Hounds are going to come back from this 15-point deficit, Jashawn Henry is going to need to step up his game. He led all scorers with 14 points in the first half. It's been rather silent here in the second half. And it's obvious that Top Flight is focusing on Daytogan, who's your primary ball handler for this team. Immediately gets to the line without Thomas Foveni to spell him at the point guard spot. I do not believe we've seen Fofo get much of a breather at all this entire game.
I don't think he needs it because he's one of the most conditioned players out there, maybe in the league in its entirety. Obviously, for those who are watching, you know that I'm a fan of this kid's game, in part because of his upside, and the other part because of his production. He's just been everything. He's the heart of the Hounds. I don't shy away from saying that, and I'm definitely not going to shy away when considering the 2019 national rankings. Having him in there, I think within the top 25 is not far-fetched.
On the biggest stage with the brightest lights right now, and he has answered the call. And now he's stepping it up on defense, trying to lock down Minta, who spins away into the lane, finds Kanku, can't get it to go, no call. Things are starting to pick up now, 13-point lead. The Hounds looking to get it back down to 10 for the first time since halftime. Kahinka, drive, skip pass into the corner. Tyson, bad pass by Tyson, could have found the wide open Fofo, didn't do it. Minta in the corner screaming for the ball, doesn't get it. And we got an over and back. We have seen that time and time again. I just wonder if it's a matter of these kids just being much larger than they ever were before.
I'm not sure what Luol Alcott was thinking on that one. Slowly started to backpedal. I thought he knew where he was on the floor.
Almost another over and back right there. Davion Tyson down low. The aforementioned Jashawn Henry coming off of break. We mentioned that he would need to step it up in this fourth quarter. Good timing for the kid.
And if I'm the Hounds, I'm going to keep going back to him. He's got his way in the post, knows how to body guys, knows how to, create space for himself.
And off the steal by Henry. A Daytogan with the finish. CTA's got to be thinking it's happening all over again. Their lead's down to 9, and a miss on this end. Uncle Mo, also known as Momentum, starting to swing here at Central Tech. Kahinka, oh, that hurts. From downtown, cutting the lead to 6. And we got a timeout by head coach Aaron Blakely. Things are starting to swing. Make sure you stay with us. Things are starting to pick up down in Toronto.
Once again for Luol Alcott. Nice pass. Luol Alcott emerging here as a top producer in this game. Alcott in transition. One-hander. Pounds it.
Welcome to the nation's capital, live from Ottawa, Ontario. We have the Eastern Conference session taken off.
Hot transition! One-hander. Behind the back,
had his defender falling all over the place.
Canada top flight facing a little deja vu right now. Big lead is cut down. Minta, they really wanted that one. And it's Kahinka with the rebound, getting it over half court. He's going to want to give that rock up quickly. Finds Savion Tyson. He gets his pocket picked by Warnholtz. That's a big play right there. And a great look. Down low by Jackson Bales. And Warnholtz got absolutely steamrolled right there. That's the definition of putting your body on the line. He took quite a hit. We've seen a couple of big collisions in this tournament thus far. And that is quite a way to put your body on the line, as Fofo is an absolute beast.
And Fofo looks a little stunned by that one. He might have got Charlie Horse on the play. He's going to play through it. Tough kid right there. Saw him limping away.
Yeah, Ajay Togan is hurting. Corner three, that would have helped. Big offensive rebound by Kanku. Another corner three, no good. And the limping Fofo with the rebound and outlet pass. Big block by Manal Ayal, who's done a little bit of everything today. You have to give it up for Ajay Togan, who's playing with a wonky wheel but still getting it done. Another block by Ayal. Slow it down. Jackson Bales has not had it going from range, but Warnholtz checks in from the nation's capital. A big hit from the corner, pushing the lead back up to 11. Ajay Togan working on Minta, kicks it back out. Kahinka, Cash. It's taken him a while to get it going today. Good time for him to hit. Leads back down to 8, answering the call. And here's Minta. I think with a clean catch, he might have pulled up. Instead, it's Warnholtz. Right between the eyes, Aiden Warnholtz has the stroke going today. The threes being answered all over the floor.
Game of the tournament for Warnholtz, or game of the week, I should say. It's been solid, man. Hitting the three ball. Savion trying to answer back here. Doesn't get it to go, but Warnholtz, as a passer, as a distributor, facilitator, he's also been very solid, not just from the three-point line.
Ayal has got it done defensively here in the fourth quarter. I think we're going to see some wholesale changes right here. Checking in, Walter Hood, Keen Murkey, Parada, and Cal Rediron. Wholesale changes. I think head coach Adam Huffman sees his boys are beaten up out there, especially when you see your beast of a player, Adefola and Ajay Togan, with a wonky wheel.
I think he might be just giving him a little bit of a breather, maybe a 30-second breather, because they're definitely still in this game. I don't think the towel's being thrown in, that's for sure.
Well, let's see what these boys can do out on the floor if they can keep the Hounds in the game. Haven't seen an awful lot of some of these players. Walter Hood hasn't seen a lot of floor time. Rediron, no good. As we had mentioned, the Hounds without two of their key players. both Thomas Fulveni, one of their glue guys, out of this game, as is their high flyer, Sholayak. So Huffman has had to look deep down his bench. Huffman calling the timeout as well. Overall, we've had a pretty good tournament thus far, though, Elias. What are your thoughts through 4 games into our 5th?
Well, I think GTA Prep has been the surprising team, and I don't mean surprising in a good way. I think they've under-delivered in terms of their performances. AJ Lawson, Jaden Campbell have had stints, but nothing short of, I would say, consistent. I think we need to see more out of those guys. It's nice to see that DeAndre Pierre stepped up. But, I mean, they are a young team. I'm a little harsh on them. They are a young team. They are someone who's developing. I think we have the best is yet to come from a team like TBA, who's missing several players on their roster. And with the chemistry that they've been building over the last few weeks, I think they're the team to beat in this league.
We've had TBA on the live stream a couple of times. An incredibly deep team that had to have their depth on display without a lot of their players, including their near 7-footer Sukhjot Kelsey. They came up on the losing end against the Notre Dame Hounds, losing their first game of the NPA season. But they battled all the way down to the end with Coach Adil Saibzada milking every second off that clock. It was an impressive game there yesterday, and I think every game has been very solid in their own right so far in this holiday challenge. It'll be interesting to see what the Hounds can do here, trying to keep it going. I mean, I'm giving it up to Kyle Rediron. The kid has come out today and has played huge minutes because Fulveni has been out. As mentioned, maybe not the prettiest game in the world, but the kid works. Got into the lane there to get the basket to go to keep his team in this game. Wernholtz swinging the ball around. Minta into the lane. Minta with one heck of a finish right there. Couldn't ask Keen Murkey to do an awful lot more than that. Murkey just got absolutely danced around there in midair. Minto was an impressive finish. Rediron trying to get it out of half by himself. Can't do too much with that. As Canada Top Flight looking to pull away here. Stealing the inbounds pass. A lot of tired faces out there. Warnholtz with a no-look dish to Grady Kanku. A shiny dime finished off by Kanku.
And Notre Dame looks like they're going to take the fall in this one, but they're going to have two more games to try to come out here with wins in Toronto before flying home to Saskatchewan. They'll have London, which is tomorrow at 6, and that game will be followed up against the host team, Central Tech, on the 30th.
Notre Dame getting their money's worth on this trip. Have been playing a lot of exhibition games against Canadian colleges to try to get some reps in. They want to use every opportunity they can to take advantage of these game situations. Head coach Adam Huffman calling a timeout right here, an opportunity for a teaching aspect here. Has some guys on the floor that normally don't get out there, so you want to take that opportunity to see what they can do in live game action.
And Fofo's the first guy off the bench giving them the high fives the same way they treat him. He's showing that love back that speaks on his character, on the type of kid he is. He's supportive of everybody.
The Hounds are an impressive squad. Did not know what to expect from this team coming out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan. Trying to turn themselves into a little basketball factory of the prairies. talking to head coach Adam Huffman, he's had his fingers in a lot of different basketball circles in that area, and there's a lot of opportunity there, a lot of players, and it will be interesting to see if they start pulling players from other provinces to come out there and do nothing but put in work, because as you mentioned, there's not an awful lot to do in Wilcox outside of play ball.
I mean, it's a gorgeous facility out, and we've been out there this past summer. We actually hosted one of our showcase camps out there to hope to attract a little more talent to the school, and to obviously continuing to identify players. And personally, I mean, coming out of high school at St. Martin's in Mississauga, I was in a situation where I was looking for somewhere like that to play basketball, somewhere where I could literally just make it about books and be on the court and in the weight room. And at Notre Dame, that is exactly what they have. So if there are student athletes that are looking for that opportunity, that is exactly what you're going to get.
Winding down game number 5 of the MPA Holiday Challenge. Day 2 has been as exciting as day 1. We've had GTA Prep with back-to-back last-second wins. We've had the Notre Dame Hounds handing the Toronto Basketball Academy their first loss of the NPA season. We've had an opportunity to watch these Hounds for the first time in this NPA season. They've taken advantage of the spotlight. They're only going to get better as the season progresses. Parada from range, no good. We've had some unbelievable highlights throughout this tournament. We've had bodies put on posters. We've had balls swatted onto Bathurst. We've had some clutch shots. Under 10 seconds to go now. Corner 3. No good. Final seconds ticking off the clock here as Canada Top Flight Academy pick up their first win of the NPA season. Got to be a load off for these guys, considering the heartbreaking losses that they've had here today.
Yeah, and that now makes them 1-4. I mean, getting this one out of the way, I think, just infuses them with a little more confidence. Seeing Manal Ayal play the way that he has in this game, I think, alleviates some of the stresses of taking those L's. Aiden Warnholtz as well played spectacular in this game.
Warnholtz was impressive. We're going to sign off now here from Central Tech, but we still have 4 games to go over the next 2 days. CTA versus GTA Prep tomorrow at noon. Notre Dame taking on London at 6 p.m. Then the host Central Tech getting their first game of the MPA Holiday Challenge, taking on GTA Prep. We've had back-to-back last-second wins. That's the 8 p.m. game. And then to finish it up at 11 a.m., the tip between these Notre Dame Hounds against Central Tech. Thank you for joining us. Jason Tom signing off, saying goodbye for Elias Sabet and everybody else here with the NPH crew.